I Know What You Did Last Summer is getting a reboot this year, and fans are hyped to see the return of the original stars, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. But here's something you might have forgotten. This 90s slasher did not just give us a cult classic, it gave us one of the most iconic horror characters of all time. And no, I'm not talking about Julie.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Or the killer. We're talking about Helen Shivers, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, a beauty queen on the surface, but underneath, a layered, vulnerable, and unforgettable character who might have just stolen the entire movie. But it does not stop there. This film also delivered one of the greatest chase scenes in slasher history, a suspense-filled, heart-pounding sequence that still haunts horror fans to this day. It's not just scary, it's tragic. You want her to survive. So while everyone's buzzing about the reboot, don't forget the original gave us Scream Queen moment that defined a generation. Helen Shivers wasn't just a pretty face of her town. She was the girl everyone thought would make it big and leave their small fishing village behind. She had been crowned Croaker Queen and dreamed of becoming a star in New York City. But a year after the terrible night when she and her friends hit someone with their car and tried to cover it up, everything is different. Her dreams are gone. Instead of chasing fame, she's working at her family's store, stuck in a boring life, living in her sister's shadow. Behind her beauty and sparkly crown, Helen was actually feeling really lonely, disappointed and scared. Not just scared of her killer stalking them, but of her future and what she lost. When creepy messages start showing up, Helen doesn't ignore them. She's smart and tries to figure out what's going on with Julie, but the killer always seems to be one step ahead. It all starts at the Croaker Queen Pageant. What looks like a fun town event, but for Helen Shivers, it's something way darker. She was last year's queen, the girl everyone admired, but now, coming back isn't just about passing the crown. It's like reliving a nightmare. She used to shine on stage. But now, she's faking a smile, trying to hide how scared and broken she really feels. Deep down, the memories of what happened last summer are still chasing her, and they're getting closer. She's dressed in a shimmering perfection, her hair immaculate, her gown gleaming, but it's all a mask. Behind her poised pageant smile is a deep growing dread. The events of the past year, the deadly secret, the guilt, the paranoia are catching up to her. She's trying to keep it together, trying to be the polished beauty queen one more time, but she's falling apart. She saw her ex-boyfriend on the balcony, and then it happens. Her eyes flick up the balcony, and there he is, Barry, her ex-boyfriend, not waving, not smiling, struggling, dying. Helen leaps to her feet and screams, her voice raw and desperate. He's killing him, but the crowd doesn't react. The band plays on. The music drowns her terror. The audience, hypnotized by the ceremony, thinks it's all just part of the show. They think she's crazy. That scene was so iconic, it even got spoofed in the comedy film Scary Movie. When the police finally respond, they find nothing. No killer, no blood, no body. To keep her safe, the local police officer decides to give her a ride home to her family's department store, Shivers Department. It's late and the streets are quiet, but something about the silence feels heavy. While driving through the empty town, they're suddenly stopped by a truck stalled in the middle of the road. It's an old beat-up fishing truck with the hood up. The officer steps out to check it out, but Helen knows better. Her gut screams that something is wrong, and she's right. He slashes the officer's throat in front of Helen, who's terrified, screams, feels the car. She's locked inside, trapped, watching helplessly as her only protection bleeds out in the middle of the road. Helen kicks her way out of the backseat of the police cruiser and makes a run for it, bolting through the alleys. Headlights behind her, the killer close on her heels. She races toward her family's department store, desperately banging on the glass doors. Her older sister, Elsa, is inside, annoyed and skeptical as always. Helen screams at her to lock the doors, to call the police. police to do something, but Elsa brushes her off. Annoyed by the drama, Helen, still in full panic, rushes to the back to try and get help, but it's too late. Elsa heads to the stockroom alone. It's quiet, too quiet. As she walks into the shadows, the killer ambushes her and kills her instantly off screen. By the time Helen hears the noise and goes to investigate, she finds Elsa's body bloodied and lifeless. Helen darts up the stairs, dodging the killer, and arms herself with a mannequin arm. When the killer comes charging up the steps, she smashes it into his face, buying just enough time to break a window and climb out. This is one of the longest and most intense chase scenes in any slasher movie, and honestly, I really thought she was going to make it. She went through so much before the final moment. Think about it. She starts at the pageant, then ends up at the police car, escapes to a department store, and keeps running for her life. After everything that she went through, it's wild that it all still led to her death. She's cut, bleeding, terrified, but she doesn't stop. The fire escape leads her down to the alley, but her fight is far from over. Helen ends up running down the dark alley, the sounds of the parade and cheering crowd echoing just feet away. You can literally see the lights, the people, the safety. She's almost there. She pauses for a moment, hiding behind the stack of tires, trying to catch her breath. The killer is not in sight. And for a second, you think she's going to make it. This isn't just a horror movie escape. It's a moment of hope. I was rooting for her. She starts moving toward the street, but just as she's about to break free into the crowd, the killer bursts out from behind the tires and grabs her. It happens fast and brutal. He slashes her with his hook, and her screams are swallowed by the sounds of the parade, just a few feet away. No one hears her. No one sees her. It's heartbreaking because Helen fought hard. She didn't just run. She resisted. She survived longer than most, and she came so close to escaping. It's one of the longest and most intense chase scenes in a slasher movie that I've seen. That's why I thought that she would survive. Her death is powerful, not because of how she dies, but because of how much she tried to live. That's what makes it so iconic. I really hope that the new I Know What You Did Last Summer turns out great. It has so much potential, especially with the return of the original characters. I even hope that Helen Shivers will come back to life. But honestly, I'm keeping my expectations low. Hollywood reboots don't always capture the magic of the original, and this movie was iconic for a reason. The tension, the characters, the emotion, it all just worked back then. So while I'm curious to see what they will do with it, I'm also prepared to be disappointed. Sometimes it's better to go with low expectations and be surprised than to get your hopes up and be let down. If you have watched the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, what do you think about it? Is it better than the original? And as always, thank you for watching and see you in my next video.